Welcome back to the Cars of Desire YouTube channel, and this week you join me with the Audi TTS Coupe Black Edition. Doesn't it look absolutely magnificent in this pulse orange paintwork with the black wheels? And with the TTS embossed in the grille, the dynamic black edition detailing, the LED daytime running lights, it is an absolute stunner of a machine and it catches attention wherever it goes. But you'll be pleased to know it has the performance to match its looks. This TTS gets a 0 to 62 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. That is blimmin' quick. And with that quattro all-wheel drive system absolutely darts off the line. What's also reassuring though is when you're driving around town is that the accelerator is not calibrated too aggressively, so therefore it's still easy to pull away smoothly despite the performance coming from this 2-litre turbocharged engine. It also produces an absolute large range of torque, huge range of torque across a wide rev range, meaning you're never ever suffering without torque or power. And the 7-speed S-tronic gearbox does a fantastic job at deciding which ratio is best. And of course there's plenty of driving modes from efficiency up until dynamic, depending on how you feel when you take it out for a drive. Now, I've had quite a lot of experience with the Mark II previous generation Audi TT, and it gives a very similar feel about the car, which of course you'd expect, but it's just basically just like the subtle improvements, such as the more muscular design language. As before, it was a lot more rounded, sort of around the wheel arches, but this Mark II generation, especially in the TTS guys, does make it look a lot more muscular and aggressive indeed. And of course the TTS badging around the back and the quad exhaust give it like a really symmetrical kind of rear, and it really does look really great. Yes, unfortunately, there are a few bits of unfunctional black plastic, but without it, first of all, you don't really notice that they're not functional from a distance. Plus, it does make the rear end look a lot better. And of course, we've got the fixed position rear spoiler. But inside, it's not all style and no practicality. Like I said, the quattro all drive system means you can use it on an all year round basis, and so does the boot. As you know, it's a very large aperture, and underneath is a tiny bit of storage. We've also got the battery here for weight distribution. But interestingly enough, you can actually still jump start this Audi TT from under the bonnet. So if your battery is dead, and don't panic too much and faff around the boot, you can still do it from the front engine bay, which is pretty cool. You can also still fold the seats down here in the back, just like this, and as you can see, it creates like a hatchback level of space, which is really, really impressive, and perhaps one of the best selling points for the Audi TT. One of the best additions to this Mark III Audi TT versus the Mark II is the removal of 2 buttons here, one of which was the fuel cap release, as on this new Mark III generation, you don't need to put a button, you just press it here, and there's not even a fuel cap, so it just goes straight in. Really, really cool. And the second button of which was a release for the boot. Now that's not needed anymore because there's a button under here, you can open the boot yourself. Whereas on the previous version, you couldn't actually open the boot unless you pressed the button in the cabin or even on the key. So having that is a huge improvement, which many new owners won't realise, but people that live with a Mark II would probably be very, very grateful for this new addition. Inside the Audi TTS Black Edition Coupe, it is a really, really lovely place to be, and you're reminded of its name as soon as you get in, which is quite nice. And inside, you know, it's all very driver focused appeal, with this beautiful perforated leather steering wheel with the S badging embossed, in addition to the tread plates here and the aluminium pedals, which all feel really solid in actuation. As you'd expect for a car that costs just over £50,000, the materials are all really nice, and the whole centre console is exceptionally sturdy. The storage is also not too bad either. Yes, they're not the biggest door bins, but you have got one cup holder here and another one in the centre armrest there, and a reasonably sized glove box and a piece of storage here as well. But if I start the ignition, you notice sort of the real party piece of the Audi TT, and that is the 12.3 inch Audi virtual cockpit, and it looks absolutely stunning, and it offers loads of different views, and it's crystal clear, and there's no delay in any of the graphics, and there's actually no central infotainment screen. Like most cars, it's all purely for the driver. So your sat nav, your media, everything, every single thing goes through here, and it is absolutely. Even your reversing camera is straight in there. The parking sensors are all showed in there, so everything is in your eye line. Yes, the passenger doesn't have so much to see, but actually from a passenger perspective, you can pretty much see the screen very easily, especially due to the fact that it's 12.3 inches. What's very similar to the Mark II TT is the roof structure, and yeah, it's all finished to a very high standard, I have to say. And from a driving position point of view, the car feels very manageable, and it's very easy to place. Like I said at the beginning, it's easy to park, as the exterior extremities are very easy to judge. And the addition of the reversing camera makes it much easier, and it also has front and rear parking sensors on this model as well. And the rear privacy glass helps to keep things cool, and also the car looking very cool too. So we took the TTS to Cheddar Gorge in Somerset, as it's known for its amazing views, its scenery, and also its great driving roads. And the TTS was a perfect car to take there. And as you can see from the virtual cockpit alone, how clear that display is. It shows every incline, all the details, so you certainly have no excuse to get lost in your new TTS. And if you do get lost, sort of around Cheddar Gorge for instance, you can really enjoy it on some amazing roads, and the car did not disappoint at all. That automatic gearbox and that quattro all-wheel drive system gives you the maximum power and maximum stability at all times and all weather conditions. It really was very impressive. Yet at the same time, the suspension is not overly harsh, and we averaged 37 miles per gallon over our 4 days of testing. So, you know, it's not bad at all. Really impressive car, and I think you'll enjoy it, whether you're pootling to the shops or taking it on a good old drive. As you can see in the Audi TTS Coupe's interior, there are very few buttons, and that's because they're all very nicely incorporated into things like the air vents. Like on the outer one here, we have the heated seat, so you literally press it and you can turn it to whatever you want, which is awesome. And the central ones, like you can turn the fan up like that, and you can change the direction of the fan by spinning it round, which is really tactile, and it feels great when you do it. And things like the direction of the air, you can change things like that. It's really cool. After spending a few days with this Audi TTS Coupe Black Edition, it really is a difficult car to fault, as it just does everything it promises so well indeed. The performance is stonking, and that quattro four-wheel drive system gets it off the line super quick. But the added bonus of being a comfortable and reasonably economical cruiser all adds and increases its value proposition to a car that you may very much like indeed.